Good morning, everybody. So I started off today in the strawberries spraying the weeds between the rows. So now that I'm finished with that, I'm gonna head down to the farm and we're gonna start picking vegetables. All right, so I just got down here to the shed, got the sprayer unhooked, and I can see the guys were already picking. They got a couple orange, a yellow, there's some more orange and a green, and then a bunch of beautiful reds they got. They're really nice, big, blocky peppers. They're almost turned. We just didn't feel like waiting. We don't want to wait any longer just in case something would ever happen. If we get too much rain or they would happen to rot. So now we got them, they're picked, we can put them in the cooler and they're ready to go for market. Here's some onions and potatoes. And now we're heading out to the field. We're gonna dig about 60 baskets of potatoes and put them in our storage. That way we have them and we don't have to worry about picking them every other day. Alright, so we just got finished with the reds. They're laying thick. The only thing we're going to do now is pick these weeds out from on top of them and then come through and pick them all up. Alright, so now that we got the weeds out, you can see the red potatoes are just laying thick. We're having a really good yield this year so far. Hopefully the whole field's like this. Alright, so Dad just got done digging the whites. They did really well also. You can see how thick they're laying. And they're actually a lot nicer size than the reds also. But these have a more lively top on them yet, and there's a little more weeds in them. So I had to pull them out just so you can see the potatoes. You can see up here, there's a lot more of the tops in them, but that's not really a big deal. We'll pull them out. We'll get the potatoes out and head back to the shed. So the whites are done, we're starting to load. These did really well, if not better than the reds. You can see, I don't know exactly how many baskets we got, but there's quite a few here. We could have kept going, but now already the storage is gonna be pretty full between the reds and the whites, so we're gonna let that be for today. We're gonna load these up, then we're gonna head up to the top and pick up the reds. All right, so now we're gonna start loading up the reds. So the potatoes are picked and loaded. Now we're gonna put them in our storage and then we're gonna go for lunch. So I just got back from lunch. I was out there for a lot longer than I expected. They were really busy. So now I need to get straw and hay for the market. They're out of that also. So I have to come in the barn here. And you can see we've really been picking tomatoes. We're supposed to get anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of rain tomorrow. So we're getting everything stockpiled. We know if it rains, it's gonna split all those tomatoes. The onions, they'll start to rot in the ground if we don't get them out either. So we got a ton of yellows. Here's almost all the whites that are left. We've been selling a lot of them at market. And then here's a good amount of the reds. Now, in the beginning of the season, for garlic, we start taking it green with the tops on it, but now that the tops are dried out, they don't need to have that no more, so we just clip them off. So this is what it's looking like now that the tops are cut off. What we'll do is we just snip it off. Right there it is. And then we'll give it a little bit of a shuck, get that outside dirty layer off, and then this is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see this wagon is full. This wagon's already sold. We've sold this whole tray of garlic. This was full of garlic, that's sold. And now we're working on this table again, this sold. But as you can see, we still have a ton of garlic, thousands and thousands. I wouldn't say we're half gone with garlic yet. I'd say we probably sold 4,000 out of the 10,000 that we have. So we're doing good, but we gotta keep selling. So I'm gonna head up into the hay mow now. Here it is. This is, I don't know when this barn was exactly built, but this is one of the old ladders that they have. So this is what it looks like when we come up. I'm trying to climb this with one hand, so hopefully I don't fall. Now, if you watch my videos from earlier in the season, you've seen us fill this up. Now we're already taking quite a bit out just to feed to our cows and what we sell at the market. So this was full almost to the peak. You can see we took out a good chunk, but there's still a ton here. And then we also filled up that hay mow over there. So we have lots of hay. We'll definitely get through winter. And this is our baled straw. Now, I was at market, so I couldn't be here to bale the straw or unload the straw, but I think Ben and Sammy and Trevor, all those guys were here. So I know when they did it, it was like 90 degrees. It was really hot for them, but it just had to be done. But now it's in here and the straw is beautiful. Now this won't be quite enough for us, for the fields, for strawberries. That's why we do the straw, just so we can cover them in the winter. And that way when people are picking then in the spring, they have a nice walkway between the aisles of strawberries to pick their berries. So the nice thing about the barn is it's got doors all over, and there's actually 2 doors here in the straw mow. This one opens right up. Now I can put it right here, throw it right in the truck then. There's also a higher door right there. If this starts getting full, then we can unload straw through there. And then here is another door. If it's real low, we can get through here. Now we won't obviously bring straw through there. I don't exactly know what that door was for, but it's just neat in this old barn how they used to have passageways and doors all over. All right, so as you can see, the straw here behind me and the hay, we're done, I'm loaded. So now I'm actually gonna go out and pick some pumpkins for the market. I know it seems early being August 31st, but the people are asking for them, so I'm gonna pick them. All right, so I'm out here. Now I do only have shorts on, so I wanna be careful because these stems are really prickly. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on them, but I don't think it's going to. These are very, very prickly, and they'll scratch your legs up in a hurry. There you can kind of see the prickles. So I'm not gonna mess around too much in here. Just gonna grab a couple pumpkins and get out. Beautiful. I also want to be careful that I don't step on any vines as much as possible, because if I do, all those green pumpkins are not going to ripen correctly. But that's about as gorgeous of a pumpkin as you can ask for. All right, so I'm sweating like crazy. That was kind of a workout, trying to jump and leap over everything in that field, but this is what we're looking at. These pumpkins are absolutely gorgeous. They have beautiful stems. They have a touch of green on them, some of them do, but that's not bad at all. That'll actually, just from sitting now, that'll ripen right off of there. Now here is Stackers. I don't know if you guys ever seen Stackers. This is like a light pink, like a lighter blue or grayish, and then a white. I think we have one other color. It's more of like an orangish, but I mean, they're really, really pretty. When you have them stacked up walking into your house, it doesn't get any nicer than that. And then here's a couple more pumpkins. All right, so I just dropped the pumpkins off at the market, just a couple. You can see them sitting around here and there, just so people get to know we have them. There's one out there on the rock. And then got another one over there by the sign. Like I said, it's still a little early, but we took some to market and they sold right away. So we know there's definitely some people out there that want some. All right, so now we're finally getting back to the shed to wash some bell. All right, so now that the orange are done, I'm gonna get the pusher and push them part of the way through. I don't want to overload Dad down there. Let's see if we're down. Going on to the dryers. Now that they're done, I'm gonna start with yellow. The yellow have a little more green on them than the orange, but it's not really a big deal. We kind of go as long as they're half yellow, they're good to go. Now I'll move on to the red. The red are really nice. They also have a little bit of green, but not bad. All right, so now that we're done washing, I came down here to the tomato field and picked up some tomatoes that the guys picked. They got 20 plum tomatoes. They look really, really nice. They'll even be better after they ripen for a day or two. Some are nice and red, some are a little bit orange. So like I said, in a day or two, they'll be beautiful for canning. All right, so I just got back to the farm with the onions. I just parked the truck there for now. It's getting later. I gotta get up to the field and get Hunter's onions that he picked earlier. I think he said it was like 15 baskets. Bring them back down, and then me and Dad still gotta head up for cantaloupe and watermelon yet. All right, so I got the onions picked up. I got the Kubota about as full as I can get it. 3 in the front and 9 in the back. I thought I was gonna need the trailer, but I guess not. I must not have heard Hunter right when he said how many baskets he got, but no big deal. Any onions we can get out now is better than nothing, because we're supposed to get 2 to 6 inches of rain tomorrow, which is an insane amount from this hurricane coming up. But hopefully we don't get as much as they're calling for. You never know. But I know one thing is that onions, after they're done growing, they don't want a lot of rain. They kind of just want to dry out, and it's better to get them out of the field and into the barn, because if not, they're just gonna start rotting in the field. All right, so I got the tomatoes and onions back to the shed. So it's already 7 o'clock. I think we're gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. And always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.